If JPMorgan executive Jess Staley was scared in 2008, he should definitely be scared now. So this is an email thread between Jess Staley, former executive of JPMorgan. You can see right here, down here it says JPMorgan is requesting that this document stays confidential. And if you go further down into this thread, they misredact things. You can see that this is obviously Jess Staley talking to Jeffrey. And in his message, he says, "I hope you keep the island. We all may need to live there." This was in 2008, so in the midst of the Palm Beach arrest madness. Another email that caught my eye was this communication between evil Eva Dubin and Jeffrey. On May 17th of 2012, Eva Dubin emailed Jeffrey to let him know that Mary Kennedy was found not alive in her backyard. We remember Mary Kennedy was the wife of RFK Jr., our Health and Human Services Secretary, who has lied on multiple occasions to the American people about his relationship with Jeffrey, and we have debunked all of his lies. Robert Kennedy has basically blamed any relationship that he had with Jeffrey and Ghislaine on Mary Kennedy, who is not here to defend herself because she took her own life, allegedly. In reality, he met Jeffrey whenever he was with his first wife and continued his friendship with Jeffrey through his marriage with Mary Kennedy. He remained close to Ghislaine Maxwell up until at least 2014, unlike the 1 or 2 plane rides in the 90s that he admitted to before when asked about the nature of his friendship with Jeffrey and Ghislaine. But Robert Kennedy was just terrible and awful to Mary Kennedy. He cheated on her. He was a terrible husband. Jeffrey responds to Eva Dubin stating, "Whoops." That's how he responds to hearing that Mary Kennedy passed away, a woman that he had met on multiple occasions at that time. That does not seem like a normal reaction to me. I don't like that. Stuff like this will keep me up at night. Like, what do you mean, whoops? Like, okay, this FBI document, this one's wild. This one needs a ton of attention. Okay, so this is a CHS report that was collected by the FBI back in 2020. CHS is a confidential human source that intelligence agencies like the FBI rely on. The CHS isn't the exact same thing as like an informant or like an undercover investigator. A CHS is typically someone who is like a defendant in a case that the feds are working, will secretly provide actionable, credible, and accurate information on people or a specific case that the federal government is working. In exchange for giving that information to the feds, they can be offered things like leniency. In the CHS report, there is one line that absolutely caught my eye. CHS remembered Dershowitz tell Alex Acosta, U.S. Attorney, Southern District of Florida at the time, that Jeffrey belonged to both U.S. and Allied intelligence services. Whoever this confidential human informant is someone who witnessed a conversation between Alex Acosta and Alan Dershowitz. And this was in 2020. There was a whole lot of legal issues going on with Donald Trump's administration, his cabinet, all of that during this time. It was probably someone either in the administration or someone close to the administration giving the FBI this information in exchange for a leniency of some kind. CHS shared phone calls between Dershowitz and Jeffrey during which they took notes. After these calls, Mossad would then call Dershowitz to debrief. Jeffrey was close to former Prime Minister of the blue and white state, Ehud Barak, and trained as a spy under him. Ehud Barak believed Benjamin Netanyahu was a criminal. Saudi Arabia, the blue and white state, and the UAE are allied together against Qatar, Turkey, Iran, and Syria. One of the confidential human sources, Blank, who presumably worked at Blank, asked the confidential human source a lot of questions about Jeffrey. Confidential human source became convinced that Jeffrey was a co-opted Mossad agent. Confidential human source goes on to say that they believe that Donald Trump is also compromised by the blue and white state, and his son-in-law, Jared Kushner, has been the puppet master of his presidency from the beginning. Absolutely wild stuff. Okay, I'll be back in just a little bit with more for you guys.